بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا أما بعد. So dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Ramadan with Zidane, and today is the 8th of Ramadan, and hope your Ramadan is going healthy, wealthy and wise. And today we are going to do Surah Al better known as Surah Al Qamar, which means the moon. And we remembered how in Surah Al Qamar this taskin bi ayya and in Surah Najm this taskin bi ayyam illah. Now as we remembered that, let's go on this surah. We are going to divide this into 3 parts, but I mean it's just having 55 ayats. But still, let's divide in 3 parts and hope for the best. Okay, so let's start. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اقتربت الساعة وانشق القمر. Now there are 2 meanings of this when we interpreted this verse. One is that the moon split. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was sitting in Mina. People asked him for a sign. He pointed to the moon and the moon split. Okay, and the second meaning is that on the day of Qiyamah, the moon will split asunder. But over here, if I say that maybe the former one fits over here because if we see in the next verse, that is which fits in context. Wallahu alam. But still, these both opinions are still very close. So who knows what can be the opinion? Wallahu alam. Now let's go on to the next verse. And if they see a sign, they turn away, and then they say this is continuous magic, as it is said in the story later on. The kafirun still they did not believe in that, and they said that is magic. They did not believe in the moon getting split. So that's why we can see over here this verse that can fit in the context. Now, وَكَذَّبُوا وَاتَّبَعُوا أَهْوَاءَهُمْ وَكُلُّ أَمْرٍ مُسْتَقِرٍ. And they belied the verses of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they belied the verses of the Quran, and they followed their own lust, they followed their own desires, and they worshipped their own desires, and then every matter will be settled on the day of judgment. And that will be when the recompense will happen. As we know in this surah, what will be discussed is a following example, and this is over here the same thing like Surah Al-Waqi'ah. Examples. Then what happened to Qawm Lut, Qawm Aad, Qawm Nuh, Qawm, every Qawm which has endured the azab of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who have the azab of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that will be signs. وفي الأرض آيات للموقنين وتركنا فيها آيات للذين يخافون العذاب الأليم. So if we see everybody and etc., their signs will be given, and then after that it will be told that this can also happen to you. And do you think they're better from them? No, you are also gonna be given this torment if you don't settle down. So believe in this. فَفِرُّوا إِلَى اللَّهِ. And then again, if we see ahead, we find this in the surah. Now after this, which comes on, وَلَقَدْ جَاءَهُم مِّنَ الْأَنبَاءِ مَا فِيهِ مُزْدَجَرٌ. And of course, news has come from the Quran, and there is enough warning to check in that. So that's why these warnings have become bigger. You can check in that. So that's the thing over here, and news has come to them, but they're belying it. And then again, حِكْمَةٌ بَالِغَةٌ فَلَا تُغْنِ النُّذُرُ. And then فَمَا تُغْنِ النُّذُرُ. And that is this Quran. Quran is perfect wisdom. But the preaching, that doesn't benefit them, but still not to stop the preaching. The people who take benefit from that, they will get the benefit, as we have seen in Surah Al-Ayat. Now the next word which comes فَتَوَلَّ عَنْهُمْ. And over here, يَوْمَ يَدْعُ الدَّاعِي إِلَى شَيْءٍ نُكَرٍ. Now over here it starts. How, in this surah, the torments start. First of all, it comes with the day of judgment, and then after that on the list will be Aad, then after that Samud, and then after that Nuh, and first Nuh, then Aad, then Samud, and then after that Fir'aun. So now let's go on, and then again it's telling how the signs are there. Now the next verse comes, first they will be called to a very terrible, a horrendous and horrible thing. And then again, and they will come forth with humble eyes, with downcast eyes, and from their graves, as if they were locusts. we know locusts, how they are, over here and over here, they're spread about. That is the thing. And then after that, which comes in the 8th verse, مُهْطِعِينَ إِلَى الدَّاعِ يَقُولُ الْكَافِرُونَ هَذَا يَوْمٌ عَسِرٌ. And they will come towards the caller hastening, and they will say, this is a hard day. عَلَى الْكَافِرِينَ يَوْمٌ عَسِيرٌ. That is gonna be an easy day for the believer, but عَلَى الْكَافِرِينَ يَوْمٌ عَسِيرٌ, that is gonna be a hard day for the disbelievers. Now the next verse which comes is on the 9th verse. كذبت قبلهم قوم نوح فكذبوا عبدنا وقالوا مجنون وازدجر. And that is the people of Nuh. They rejected our messenger, and they said he was a madman, and he was rebuked, threatened, and mocked. And that's the thing. And then we know what happened after that. We know Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam, he preached for 950 years, and then after that the torment happened. And in those 950 years he was rebuked, and then he was abused, mocked, and everything. So that's why, and people did not listen to his message. Only 80 men and women, that is gonna make 160. That was the much total which followed him in that 950 years. Now, as it's also said in the Quran that he preached for 1,000 years except 50, that is 950 years. Now the next verse which comes, the 10th verse. Before, one little note before I come on the next verse. If we can see the context in Surah Al Qamar, first of all the sign which has come, اقتربت الساعة وانشق القمر وإن يروا آية, if they see a sign then they go away. Then but a warning has come to check in the Quran. Then if we put 2 and 2 together, that goes again to the torment. So that is the thing. Now, فَدَعَا رَبَّهُ أَنِّي مَغْلُوبٌ فَانْتَصِرْ. And he called his Lord saying, I am being overcome. I have, I have been overcome, that is the word. And then help me. And then فَفَتَحْنَا بَابَ السَّمَاءِ بِمَاءٍ مُنْهَمِرٍ. And that is, we opened the gates of the sky with flowing water. And then after that, وَفَجَّرْنَا الْأَرْضَ عُيُونًا فَالْتَقَى الْمَاءُ عَلَى أَمْرٍ قَدْ قُدِرَ. And then we call the earth to also gust forth from springs, that is from springs coming down to and gushing forth from the ground. It is also gushing forth from the ground. If you might have read science, you know that there is a water bed under the earth, and that is, from where we get groundwater under 20 meters, and then, that is our source of water, groundwater. And that's from where we get the, springs and the borings which have been put. And that, from there, but the water, the earth bed over there, underneath the groundwater, it started to come out. It started to come out, and above, rain also came. So that is the thing. The clouds also laid their burden, and with a very heavy rain. And that's again, but Nuh alayhi salam was saved. وَحَمَلْنَاهُ عَلَى ذَاتِ أَلْوَاحٍ وَدُسُرٍ. And we saved him, we carried him on a ship made of planks and nails, as I said in Surah Al Qamar 2. And then تَجْرِي بِأَعْيُنِنَا جَزَاءً لِمَنْ كَانَ كُفِرٍ. And then he was floating under our eyes, and that was a reward for him. That was a reward for him who was rejected. That was a reward for somebody who was rejected. That's the thing over here. And then after that, in the 50th verse, وَلَقَدْ تَرَكْنَاهَا آيَةً فَهَلَّ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ. And then over here, again the next verse, كَذَّبَتْ عَادٌ فَكَيْفَ كَانَ عَذَابِي وَنُذُرِ. Then Aad, they said that no. And then what was the torment? Then after that, we know what happened. But first, over here, there is another verse, very famous verse coming. The 17th verse, وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ. We'll find this 4 times in verse number 17, and verse number 22, in verse number 37, and verse number 40. Now let's go ahead. Now, كَذَّبَتْ عَادٌ فَكَيْفَ كَانَ عَذَابِي وَنُذُرِ. Then what happened? إِنَّا أَرْسَلْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ رِيحًا صَرْصَرًا فِي يَوْمٍ نَحْسٍ مُسْتَمِرٍ. And we sent upon them رِيحًا صَرْصَرًا, furious wind. And that was again on a day of evil and calamity. And that was, سَبْعَةُ لَيَالٍ وَثَمَانِيَةَ أَيَّامٍ. That is it. 7 and 8, 8 days and 7, 7 nights. Husuman, and it was husuman. The thing I said, Surah Al Haqqa, husuman. It was continuous. It did not stop. فَتَرَى الْقَوْمَ فِيهَا سَرْعَى كَأَنَّهُمْ أَعْجَازُ نَخْلٍ خَامِيَةٍ. It, devastated. It devastated the nation, and they were like plucked date trees. That is the thing, and that is the madhab. إِنَّا أَرْسَلْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ رِيحًا صَرْصَرًا. And then after that, تَنْزِعُ النَّاسَ كَأَنَّهُمْ أَعْجَازُ نَخْلٍ مُنْقَعِرٍ. And as they were uprooted stems of date palm, they were uprooted like that. They were plucking them out like that. So that is again telling. And now that city of Iram, which was there, of the lofty buildings, Iram Azat al-Imad, and then what happened over there? Now it is all ahqaf, it is all sand dunes. And archaeologists discovered actually, at least 5 decades ago, that there was the city of Iram, and before that nobody knew it because it was turned into sand dunes. So that is the thing over here. That was the torment, that nobody knew the name of Iram, or nobody knew that Iram became sand dunes until at least in 1920s, 30s, 40s. So now again we see these signs, and then if we can see Lut's qawm, they were also put into the Dead Sea. Now وَتَرَكْنَا فِيهَا آيَةً لِلَّذِينَ يَخَافُونَ الْعَذَابَ الْأَلِيمَ. And then again that comes again the signs. So they're signs. فَفِي الْأَرْضِ آيَاتٌ لِلْمُوقِنِينَ. And then again Quran tells us signs. وَفِي أَنفُسِكُمْ, as I told, أَفَلَا تُبْصِرُونَ. Every reef that sheds, every skin that sheds, every time you get sick, there is a sign that will be recompensed. So that again, now we have come to 20 verses, and I hope we have had a good time. So we have right now seen about 2 torments, but after that there will be Samud's torment, Firaun's torment, Lut's torment. So there will be pretty much of torments in this surah, and that is going to warn the disbelievers over here. That is what is the main context of the surah. But this is all for today. So far is so good. Inshallah we're gonna meet next time. But this is all for today. If you want to see more videos, go to my website zidanehamid.com, or even log into my Facebook page. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll be waiting for your feedback. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.